Good evening, welcome to the midweek sports review on EzeSportsTV. I remain your host, Harrison. Of course, today I have Kesta with me to talk sports as usual. Kesta, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, we're here to talk about sports, we're here to talk about the Super Eagles, we're here to talk about the African Cup of Nations qualifiers. Of course, Kesta, it's been joy all over the country. Nigeria winning Sao Tome and Principe 10-0 away from home. I mean, this is the biggest victory the Super Eagles have recorded in their history. Before this game, we had a prediction, and I predicted 6-1 because I didn't think the Super Eagles can go all the way to, score this kind of goals. Of course, 6-1 is an emphatic win, but then they went all out. Victor Osimhen getting 4 goals and 2 assists. Becoming the second Nigerian player, the third Super Eagles player to score 4 goals in a single game. I mean, Kesta, a lot of people got their first goal for the national side. Emmanuel Dennis scoring that penalty. Terry Murphy as well. Moses Simon getting on the score sheet as well. Ogene Karetebo getting on the score sheet. Adamina Lukman also getting his first goal for the Super Eagles. It is buzz all over the country. Everybody's celebrating. 10-0 Super Eagles against the Sao Tome and the Principe side. Kesta, how do you see this?
No, a very good result for the Super Eagles, even though it didn't come with a very big excitement. I mean, there's no much celebration about it, but we were excited about the result. I mean, you predicted that match to end 6-1 in favor of Super Eagles. At the end of the day, 10-0 win is a very big scoreline. No matter the opposition, you can say that Sao Tome and Principe is not a familiar name as far as African football is concerned, but yeah, I mean, it's still a qualifier, an African National Cup qualifier match, a very competitive game away from home, and then getting 10 goals unreplied. It shows that the Super Eagles are doing something quite good under the new coach. I mean, this is the second competitive game that he has managed the Super Eagles with, and the second win as well. So, coming back from that win against Sierra Leone at home and going away to win with this score margin shows a team that is serious to turn around the form. I mean, and the stories about the Super Eagles recently, and we're happy for the players that did the job on the day. Osimhen is always a usual suspect for the Super Eagles. A very good player he is, scoring 4 goals. I think he deserves. Those with 2 assists as well. He deserved to be named man of the match in that game. And then people like Adamina Lukman, sometimes when you score goals, it helps build your confidence. He got an assist on the game as well and scoring a goal himself. He played very well on the day. Emmanuel Dennis with the last goal of the day, getting a PK himself and also converting it. So it was a very big win. Murphy also getting 2 goals for himself. It was a very good play for Super Eagles. I just hope they build on it, they continue building on it, and then going forward, we want to see a very formidable Super Eagles that can always, win these kind of matches, no matter where you are playing, whether you are at home or away. So we are still going to see their match against the third opponent in the group to see how they continue to build on what they have started.
All right, Kesta, I mean, getting a 10-0 away win is something to celebrate. But I mean, just like you rightly pointed out, Sao Tome and Principe are not really a familiar name when it comes to African football. I mean, we can actually celebrate how good the Super Eagles are turning out so far. 2 games to win on the bounce, on top of their group, on 6 points and 11 plus 11 goals. But do you think it just boils down to the opponent that the Super Eagles have played? I mean, while you celebrate them for getting that win, do you think playing against a decent opponent, you see Super Eagles not winning 10-0 though, but do you see them, building? I mean, with the kind of winning momentum they have, do you see them doing something or something close to the Super Eagles that we used to know?
Yeah. I mean, yes. When you face a bigger opponent, a tougher opponent, the results will always be tougher. But one thing about winning is that it helps you build your confidence going into a more tougher opponent, and that's what the Super Eagles have done with this win. They know now that a lot of people want them to prove that this win is not a fluke. So when you face even a tougher opponent, or a more familiar opponent, you want to put up a very nice performance to make sure that you prove to the people or the viewers and the fans that what you are doing is actually, you are trying to show the current form of the side. So, in as much as we can say that the win and the scoreline is as a result of the kind of opponent they face, it helps them to build the confidence, going forward, and it's a very good thing for them, because I think not everybody makes use of the opportunity of facing a smaller team like this. So they have capitalized on it, won a game convincingly the way they have done. It helps to build the confidence of these players, especially I mentioned the players that are getting their first goals for the side. Ademola Lookman know that he has a first goal for Super Eagles. The pressure is now off from him. He can now build on that and going forward, and it's very good for the side. Emmanuel Done is the same thing, and other players. So we just hope that they continue to build on what they have started.
Kesta Alex Iwobi, he was in fine form in that particular game. Yeah, he didn't get the goal, but we saw that Alex Iwobi dictated the play all through. Do you think credit should be given to Frank Lampard, for bringing this is the Alex Iwobi we expected to see from Arsenal? I mean, he was fantastic in that game. He was fantastic in the game before that one. Even in the friendly games that we played, even though he played out of position, we've seen the glimpse of good things coming from Alex Iwobi. I mean, do you think it's just him discovering his form, or do you think it boils down to what Frank Lampard has done with Alex Iwobi and at the end of the season?
It's the same thing. I mean, discovering his form because of the changes in the club side. Frank Lampard have come into the Everton side and have tried to bring out the best in Alex Iwobi. He became the player that can play in any position for him. We saw him using him in different positions, and I'm not surprised that the current Super Eagles coach is trying to replicate what Lampard did with Iwobi at the Super Eagles, trying to play him in different positions. And he seems to be that kind of player that will always adapt no matter where you play him. He did so well in the game before this one against Sierra Leone. He got a goal himself, played so well in that game, and then coming to this one also, he played so well on the day. So I think Alex Iwobi have always been this good, but inconsistency have always been the problem. I think with a coach like Frank Lampard, a very young manager that knows how to get the best out of these young players, I think we might be seeing a new Iwobi going forward. I hope he continues to play like this, going into the new season with the same form. Of course, it's only going to turn out for good for the Super Eagles.
All right, the game between Sierra Leone and Guinea-Bissau ended 2-2. So that result means Nigeria are top of the table on 6 points. Guinea-Bissau on 4 points, Sierra Leone on 1 point, and of course Sao Tome and Principe on 0 points so far. So Kesta, I mean, Nigeria just need 2 more victories, to guarantee their spot at the 2023 African Cup of Nations. Do you see them, not fumbling? Do you see them sealing the point early enough and then having space to, try other players and, change 1 or 2 things as far as their play is concerned?
Our next games will be against Guinea-Bissau. Double header that is going to be away and at home. And I believe me, Super Eagles will qualify beating Guinea-Bissau home and away. I mean, with the way the team is set up right now, the momentum will always be there. The players want to prove themselves. They want to repay or please the fans for the disappointment of not making it to the World Cup. The least you can give the fans now and the Nigerian football is to make it to the Nations Cup, and not just make it in the Nations Cup. The manner of which you make it also matters. So I think the Super Eagles, they know this very well, and they are going to be going into those games against our next opponent, making sure they win those games. 2 wins for them. They are already in the competition, and what it now means that the remaining games will now be a kind of friendly game for them, where you now try to build your team and know who to involve in the side. The Nations Cup is next year, so we don't even have more time. Preparation starts now as you are playing the qualifiers. If you can qualify as early enough, you can now have those games to try your teams and make sure you build a very strong team going to the competition proper.
All right, good one for the Super Eagles. This is their 3rd and the biggest ever victory as far as the Super Eagles are concerned. First time was 7-1 against Burkina Faso, of course 6-1 against Tunisia, and this time around is 10-0 against Sao Tome and Principe. Kesta, last night we had a lot of games in the UEFA Nations League. Of course, we had Armenia losing at home 4-1 to Scotland, Ukraine playing out a 1-0 draw with the Republic of Ireland, Bosnia and Herzegovina beating Finland 3-2 it ended. Of course, Romania and Montenegro, Romania losing 0-3 at home to Montenegro. Luxembourg played 2-2 with Faroe Island, and of course Turkey winning 2-0 against Lithuania. Moldova and Andorra played a 2-1. Of course, Lithuania and Latvia playing out 2-0. Of course, Kesta, the biggest games for the day was the game between Poland versus Belgium. Belgium winning that one 1-0. Of course, Netherlands winning Wales 3-2. Germany beating Italy 5-2, and of course, Hungary at the Wembley Stadium beating England 4-0. The first time England are losing 4-0 at the Wembley for the first time in their history. I mean, what happened to the England side last night, Kesta?
Hungary showed that they're more hungry than England, and the results showed it. I mean, when you talk about the Nations League, European Nations League, the League A is always the focus, and that is where these games you just read out. England, with the way they are now, with their position and where they are now, you see that it's very difficult for them to make it to the the playoff, the championship playoff round where you now compete for the trophy. Teams like France have not done so well in these early rounds. Belgium have done so well for themselves. They are second in their group. You have Netherlands, Croatia. These are the teams that seems to be doing well. Spain and Portugal. But England, France have not really lived up to expectation, and you see them languishing, at the bottom of their group. And the Nations League is just an opportunity for these teams to win a competitive trophy. I like what the National League has done. It has removed that friendly games that doesn't make any meaning, and now introduce a competitive game where players know that there is something to fight for. Unfortunately, teams like England seems not to be taking advantage of it, and the way they perform at this early round, they have not done themselves good. And come September, when the tournament will return, I don't think they will have any chance of making it to compete for the trophy. For France, they are the defending champion, and they have not done so well to return the trophy. But by September, we'll see how it goes and see the teams that will make it into the finals.
All right, Kesta, considering how poor the English side performed last night, they were really, really poor going forward. They managed just 2 shots on target in the entire game. They had the possession, but Hungary seems to be more hungry, like you said. They had more shots on target. They scored 4 goals, without conceding any. Do you still think Southgate is still the man for England? Do you think Southgate should be given the nod to take England to the World Cup come Qatar 2022?
Yeah, sure. He has done well with the team. As a matter of fact, you can say he hasn't won, but I think England have been more stable under him. There's something about this team, sometimes it's not really a good blessing when you have so many players to pick from. England have not really settled. They don't have a kind of first 11 that you can say these are the players that always execute the games for them. They have a pool of young players, that exciting players to pick from, and sometimes the coaches always make mistakes in terms of team selection. I think he deserves to be given the chance. He have taken England to big competition, yeah, and the Euro final. So he has done well. I think what he needs is just that one push, at one stage to cross and get them into a position of winning a major trophy. So he shouldn't be judged with this. There is a World Cup to come. He has done well in the past World Cup and in the World Euro competition. He should be given the chance to take England to the next World Cup to see if he can do it for them.
All right, Kesta, thank you so much for coming to do this with you. Again, you've heard the verdict from Kesta. The Super Eagles need to win their next 2 games to make it to the 2023 African Cup of Nations. And according to Kesta's prediction, the Super Eagles are doing the double against Guinea-Bissau. Kesta, it's always nice to have you here with us.
Thank you very much, Harrison.
Of course, my producer, the man behind the camera, Ralph, thank you so much for making sure that everyone these days, sports fans all over the world, are able to see us talk sports on the midweek sports review on EzeSportsTV. I still remain your host, Harrison. Thank you for staying with us and have a wonderful evening.